Live from the Midwest Property Management Studios in Lawrence, Kansas, it's In the Apartment with Eric Hastert. And now, your host, Eric Hastert.
Welcome back to another week of In the Apartment with Eric Hastert. Our days are numbered, our episodes are dwindling. We have come to the second round of the Gentlemen's Club League playoff. Let's take a look at what it looks like right now. We have Simon advancing from the first round to take on Brady, the number 1 seed, Big Head. And then we had Dustin in an upset, beating Caleb in the first round to take on big-ass bitch Mitch, who's about to have a child and ruin everyone's party. Okay, but before we get to those two matchups, let's take a look at what happened last week between the foes of foes. We had Simon versus Hack last week. Actually, before we start that, one big announcement I've got to make. Jeff Fisher got fired. Yep, Jeff Fisher got fired. Finally, I mean, it only took the Rams to realize that he's tied for the worst coach ever to fire this guy. But I mean, good for Jeff Fisher, you know. He's not the worst. He's only tied for the worst. Give some credit where credit is due. Other than that, the party, the party this Saturday, it is still on. The location may change. We don't know yet. It depends on if babies are going to be popping out of pussies or not. We will let everybody know as soon as we know. Let's get back into the action. Simon versus Hack. Simon won this one handedly, 120-84. I mean, when you have Le'Veon Bell going off for 50 points, there's not much else you need on your team. It also helped that Hack fucking sucks at fantasy football, somehow gets into playoffs, and then just basically says fuck you to everyone who was trying and then didn't try. Played Theo Riddick. Theo Riddick didn't even play. He had 0 points. He was held out of the game. Hack did not pay attention like I thought would happen. I wanted to tell you, Hack, but I figured since you made playoffs, you would be like, oh, maybe I care just a little bit? Maybe I care just a little bit to look at my lineup one fucking time or follow a player that's questionable, but you didn't. Now you suffer the pain. You're out. Simon's in. Okay, next up we had Dustin versus Caleb. I take back everything I've said all season about the worst games we've had, the most pathetic games we've had, the worst outing of scores we've had, because this game right here may be the saddest, most pathetic performance from any two people in fantasy football history. Probably not history, but of our playoffs. This one ended in a Dustin victory, 68-59. Every single person in the losers bracket, even A-Ray, even me, beat both of you. Outscored both of you. You guys do not deserve to be in the playoffs. I'm not going to focus much on this game because it just makes me fucking sick to think about it. But you are not worthy. Dustin, you had a good comeback. I mean, it really wasn't much of a comeback considering Caleb only put up 59 points. But we'll give you a little bit of a comeback with Edelman, Dion Lewis, and Justin Tucker. I hate Gostkowski, by the way. I tied in my other league, ended up losing in a tiebreaker because Gostkowski couldn't kick one more fucking point. Now I'm just pissed. Okay, let's look at next week's playoff matchups. This is round 2. This is where babies are going to be made. Not Mitch's babies, just babies in general. The next winners will go to our championship of 2016. It is going to be an epic showdown of dog shit, is what it looks like. It's going to be an epic showdown of dog shit. Okay, let's start with Brady versus Simon. Simon is coming off a big win. Brady is in trouble. So let's look at Brady's team. Some of Brady's best players this year are obviously Ezekiel Elliott and Melvin Gordon. Michael Thomas, probably one of the better sneaky pickups by Brady. He did pretty well this year. But Brady's dealing with some injuries right now. His top running backs in Melvin Gordon and Matt Forte are hurt and are most likely not going to play. Why won't they play? Because they're out of playoff contention. So I highly doubt they risk their injuries for a win that does not matter. Keys to Brady winning here, I think Ezekiel Elliott, Carson Palmer, and Adam Thielen have the best matchups of his players. If those three could do well, I mean, he may have a chance, but it's not looking very good. Your Falcons defense also has a pretty good matchup against San Francisco. They could do what they did last week and put up another 20 points. You never know. But honestly, Brady, you just need your team to make up for Melvin Gordon and Matt Forte, because if they don't, you are out. Simon, he's got some good matchups as well. With Le'Veon Bell, what do you know? He's going to tear it up again. Jordan Howard has a great matchup against Green Bay. Dez Bryant and Jeremy Hill both have good matchups as well. So Simon could have another good week here. I don't think Bell's going to get 50, but I mean, he should get between that 15 to 20 range. Keys for Simon are just, get on Bell's back and ride that shit to the end zone. So who do I think's going to win here? What are my predictions for the championship? I don't think it's too easy or too hard to tell who's going to win this one. With all the injuries Brady's suffering, Ezekiel Elliott, he put up 100 last week, but he's not doing the best. And the Tampa Bay defense is a lot better than they have been in this season so far. So I think Simon is actually going to win this one. He's going to outscore Brady 119 to 103. That's my bold prediction on the final scores there. Let's go over to Mitch and Dustin. We'll start with Mitch, since we didn't really talk about Mitch last week. Mitch has the number 2 seed in the league this week, or in playoffs, whatever. His best players have been Kelsey, Julio, a good pickup with Rawls since he never had running backs in the first place, and one of his best pickups was probably Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill has been a beast the last few weeks. I mean, scoring touchdowns on the special teams, running the ball in, catching the ball. He is a fucking fantasy god. Mitch's keys to winning here, is Julio going to play? I think if Julio plays and plays at full potential, Mitch could have a good game. But if Julio doesn't play, he could be in trouble. Amari Cooper has a good matchup against San Diego. Last time they played, Derek Carr went off for like 30 points. So you could see Amari Cooper with a good game here. Rawls has been doing okay. Last week, not so well, but he does play LA. He could have a good game in store this week. I know I'm going to start him in the league. I'm still in playoffs. Will he start Dixon? Kenneth Dixon coming off about, I think it was like an 18-point game. He fucked me over in my tiebreaker, but fuck that guy. But do you start Kenneth Dixon this week? I don't know. Mitch's running back situation is pretty shitty. Let's go over to Dustin. Dustin's keys to winning is he needs to score more than 68 points. You can't be in the playoffs or the championship and put up a measly 68 points and expect to fucking win. I mean, when you play Caleb, that can happen because Caleb's terrible at fantasy football. Even I beat him twice. But we won't go there. If Kaepernick and Evans do well, they have good matchups this week. You could have a chance there. I think Hopkins is actually going to have a good week here. They play Jacksonville, who's had a good secondary, but I think Hopkins is just better. I think he finally comes together and has a good week. It's going to be crazy if you start him or sit him. That is up to you. But yeah, your keys to winning, you need Hopkins to do something. He is way overdue. And Kaepernick, I mean, if he does what he was doing before that 2-point game, you could be all right. So who did I take in this one? Well, with the matchups Mitch has versus Dustin, I mean, I think if Julio plays, Mitch takes this one. I'm going to take Mitch because I think Julio is going to play. I think Mitch wins this one. 108 to 84. I don't think Dustin does well. I mean, you haven't been putting up points. You're looking like a pussy out there. I I mean, hopefully you sneak your way in. But I mean, if you sneak your way in, I don't think you even have a chance in the championship. Anyways, so Julio plays, Mitch is gonna take it. Julio doesn't play, Mitch is still gonna take it, but it'll be a lot closer than we think. These guys, doesn't really matter because they're out. I just put them up here because they lost and they're terrible at fantasy and they got out. So, haha, season's over, you die. Well, this is what our championship game hopefully is going to look like. We will talk more about that next week. But I mean, I think we're in for a hell of a showdown here. I mean, Mitch has done well this season. Simon has had a good late season run. His team is pretty well stacked, kind of like mine in my other league. I know you don't like to hear about it, but I already won my first round game 2. I'm going to take on Jeremy Immenshoe in the second round, and my team is pretty fucking good. I think that's about all we have here today. I mean, good luck to all of you. It's going to be a good second round. I mean, I think the biggest blowout's going to be over here. I think Brady's just going to be disappointed with his team's performance this week. Losing Gordon's going to hurt him. It's going to be a rough week for everyone. Good luck to you. Hopefully I can see you at the party. Do we have a commercial for the party? Oh, what is that? We do have a commercial for the party. We're not going to let you go just yet. Let's take a look at what we got in store for you motherfuckers.
Yep. Haha. Yep. Oh, here we go. Hey, Eric.
What?
Guess who I saw at the mall the other day?
Who?
Santa Claus.
Cool.
He asked me what I wanted for Christmas.
What'd you say?
I said, all I want for Christmas is titties and waffles.
Titties and waffles?
All I want for Christmas is titties and waffles. Titties and waffles. Titties and waffles. All I want for Christmas is titties and waffles. Titties and waffles. Titties and waffles. Hey, Eric.
What?
My mom asked me what I wanted for Christmas.
Cool. What'd you say?
I told her I wanted underwear. And titties and waffles. Titties and waffles. All I want for Christmas is titties and waffles. Titties and waffles. Titties and waffles. All I want for Christmas is titties and waffles. Titties and waffles. Titties and waffles. All I want for Christmas is titties and waffles. Titties and waffles. Titties and waffles. Hey, Eric.
What?
I went to the store and got some waffles.
Cool.
I got some syrup too.
What about the titties?
Well, I made this list for Santa.
Hopefully Santa comes through on those titties.
All I want for Christmas is titties and waffles. Titties and waffles. Titties and waffles. All I want for Christmas is titties and waffles. Titties and waffles. Titties and waffles. All I want for Christmas is titties and waffles. Titties and waffles. Titties and waffles.
All I want for Christmas is titties and waffles.
Titties and waffles.
Titties and waffles.
Wow. I don't know about you, but I'm hungry for some waffles and some titties. That party is going to be crazy. I hope I see those guys there. I mean, they look like some fun fucking dudes. I mean, They might be the life of the party. Anyways, that's all we have here for In the Apartment with Eric Hastert. I am Eric Hastert, your commissioner. I will see you motherfuckers next week. Good luck. Not really. Suck a dick. I hope you all lose.
Yep. Oh, here we go. Hey, Eric.
What?
Guess who I saw at the mall the other day?
Who?
Santa Claus.
Cool.
Sometimes things just get really crazy.